Don in London, hello, it's July 30th. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My addictive substance, alcohol. My behaviour could be equally addictive around people, places and things. In my drinking days, trying to be with the right people who drank a lot, being in places where you could get drink, and buying things like alcohol, and accoutrements which go with it, I guess, a lifestyle. An enjoyable lifestyle, convivial, happy, you name it, looking for the good things in life. And I often thought they came from the ability to enjoy whatever it is I thought I ought to enjoy. So I fell in with heavy drinkers, my family, my father, a heavy drinker. And then things have changed over the years. My mother, still alive, hardly drinks. My father, an alcoholic, dead. 20 years now. And my brother hardly drinks, my sister hardly drinks, and I don't drink at all. Because it's not good for me. I'm an alcoholic, and I'm in recovery, one day at a time. So my videos are all about recovery. Recovery in the sense of not drinking one day at a time, so the rest of life can happen, and I can be a part of it, as I may. My life has changed dramatically. I know how I feel about life, and I know how to live in the moment, where life always happens. So not tormented by my history, and not tormented by the future. What a place to be, in the moment. And I had to learn how. It didn't come as second nature. Second nature was to drink, and it became my primary drive in the end, 24/7. So what's helped me change my life? Well, certainly family, friends, community, medical people kept me alive long enough to realise I could not beat the addiction of alcoholism on my own. And that was a rude awakening, because I thought I was all powerful in my life. I could form attitudes and behaviour which would see me through to the next day and next year and the year after. Planning for a future, but not very happy about the present. So always fixing my feelings with a drink. Thankfully I didn't go any further down the line of drugs as well. I wouldn't have coped. Many people do for a long time, but I wouldn't. I would have become addicted to whatever substance was there, which I could get my hands on, and it would have ruined me maybe quickly, and it may have killed me. So a primary addiction, alcohol, all the others, yes, I could have done it. But I was addicted to behaviour which was associated with drinking. So I had a big change to make, and I couldn't do it on my own. So I found, or the fellowship found me, the fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. My sister was a prime mover in that, thankfully, and she saved my life as a consequence. I do know that. The gift of that acquaintance with Alcoholics Anonymous was not immediate and not quick. I still had to try and do it on my own. Willpower always seemed to fail. Self-will ran riot in the end. After all, if we are addicted, we are confounded. We cannot stop doing something which harms us. So self-harm happens, and then it happens in all aspects of life. We isolate and cannot cope. Well, that's the way I went anyway. And I guess my story is not too different to others. But how does AA help me? Well, I can't say I represent AA, because I don't. I don't, and I don't want to. But I do share about how AA helps me, how the fellowship works, and some readings and some observations that I make over the years about what it is to be in recovery. So I refer to this book, the Daily Reflections book. 365 readings, one per day. You don't have to stick with one per day. You can read through it if you like. It depends on your feelings about what you're doing and if you've got time. All I know is put sober first, and the rest of life works for me. And to put sober first, the fellowship has a 12-step program which many people may have heard of, but I hadn't heard of when I first encountered AA. I thought, what are all these people talking about? And some are religious, some are not religious, but the word God does appear quite often, or the words higher power. And it's really about levelling us down to being human, to realise that we are not omnipotent, we are not the prime movers and shakers on the planet. We are simply human beings being human. So into the malady, very quickly for me, I suspect, dependent on fixing my feelings and trying to work as hard as I possibly could to prove to you I was worthy of your acquaintance. And these days I don't try to fix my feelings. I observe what is going on, and I feel my feelings as they are happening. So rather than push them away, push them down, I say to myself, how do I feel about this situation? And it may sound a bit, I suppose, sheepish, but it's not. If you know what your feelings are, and you know that you're in the moment, and your feelings fit what's going on, you're actually right where you can be, in the moment of now, knowing what your feelings are, and thinking straight. It doesn't mean your feelings are good or bad. You feel what's happening. And that means you can respond to your present situation without your history bunging up what might be going on, or wanting to run away into a new future. You deal with reality as it happens and feel it. So AA brought this miracle around, and it is a miracle because I couldn't do it on my own. It works through people, and my higher power is wisdom, truth and love, or truth, love and wisdom, or love, truth, wisdom, any combination. But what is truth? Well, truth for me is the ability to understand reality as it is, and often we need feedback because we're full of opinion and beliefs about how it should be. So we need to be able to see the truth of our living. So truth often comes from other people. Love, how to love and be loved back, and how to be useful, and get this wisdom from other people. So that's my higher power, living and understanding where wisdom comes from, and it comes from other people often, and then I can develop my own wisdom and understanding. But it will always be flavoured with my belief system or my opinion about how things can change, and the only thing I've realised that can change is me. I'll talk about that in a minute. So AA, I'll share the AA preamble here from this little card, and the reason why I share it and read it, I don't want to recite it. It means I know it by heart. I probably do, but if I read it, it means I'm sharing the words and not the emphasis that maybe I have by just being able to say it by rote. So AA, what is it? Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So in the spirit of sharing I do these videos. Primary purpose to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So an in, if you like, to the world of AA. And the only requirement, most important, because there are no rules, laws or regulations in the fellowship, the only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. So nobody can tell you what to do. But we do comply with groups. The groups we go to, we comply with the understandings that we set for ourselves, democratically, sometimes anarchically democratic, because people want to have their say. So it is democratic, and what keeps us safe? 12 steps to improve our outlook and be sober, open, honest and willing, and 12 traditions, all about unity, service and recovery. And one thing I would say about anonymity, it is sacrosanct in the fellowship, in the groups and in the meetings. We don't share about each other, and we don't gossip. We try not to, but we are human, and sometimes we fail, and that can have disastrous results. But generally, it's a confidential place to sort your stuff out and find out the truth of who you are when you've stopped drinking. And the 12-step program, which helps us as individuals find a way to live sober and free to make the choices we can based on our life as it is today. So it's not about a magical cure, it's about hard work, learning how to be sober, and it's worth it because you are worth it. No matter what has happened in your life, if you can find out how to put it back on track, also living with the consequences of our actions and doing what we can to make restitution as best we can without doing harm, then we are probably on a path of sobriety and being able to live daily in the moment of now, feelings fitting what is going on. And I say that often because often when we come into fellowship we have no clue what our feelings are. We've suppressed them for so long. All that comes out in the first few weeks is anger, resentment. And why can't I drink to get rid of this horrible feeling of the gap that is created where my feelings emerge again, and I wonder what on earth to do with my life? Well, the answer is keep on going. Life does get better, and then not only does it get better, we get to enjoy the good bits and be sad about the bad bits and whatever comes in between. So the AA Daily Reflections for today, from that book I mentioned earlier, it talks about a prayer for all seasons. July, I think I might have got the date wrong. It says July 31st here. Let me just check. Wouldn't want to go too far ahead, would I? Giving back. I wondered why it didn't feel right. June, July 30th. Giving back. I shan't read that out. It's in the wrong order. The prayer for all seasons is tomorrow. Giving back. He has struck something better than gold. He may not see at once that he has barely scratched a limitless load which will pay back dividends only if he mines it for the rest of his life, and insists on giving away the entire product. And the product here is sobriety. My part of the seventh tradition means so much more than just giving money to pay for the coffee. If you have the money, by the way, if you haven't got any money, it's free at the point of entry, a meeting of AA. You don't have to have anything but a desire to be sober. It means being accepted for myself by belonging to a group. For the first time, I can be responsible because I have a choice. I can learn the principles of working out problems in my daily life by getting involved in the business of AA. By being self-supporting, I can give back to AA what AA gave to me. Now remember, AA is the people you meet on a daily basis in the meetings and groups that maybe you attend. So the way we give back mostly is by sharing experience, strength and hope, sweeping the floors after a meeting, making tea and coffee, greeting people, helping to run a meeting, helping to look after the treasury, which is always kept to the bare minimum in case money becomes an issue. All those things. It's about giving of ourselves to help other people be sober as well. So with limitless load, providing I give it away, which is what I do here as well. I give it away because it's not mine. I can give back to AA what AA gave to me. Giving back to AA not only ensures my own sobriety, but allows me to buy insurance that AA will be here for my grandchildren. Well, I haven't got any grandchildren, and I'm not likely to have any, unfortunately. Never got married, although I wished I had. It was part of my plan, which never occurred. So I don't have kids, but it doesn't matter. It's helping people help themselves, which is the tradition of many faiths to help future generations find a path. And the point is, with AA, it's not based on one religion or faith, it's based on the religion or faith that you already have. Or it's based on your understanding as an agnostic or atheist, because all faiths, faith in life, faith in humanity, faith in being a human, just simple faith that doing the next right thing and sharing how we get sober will help other people get sober. And we don't need to worry about whether it's God or a higher power. The power greater than us is the wisdom learned and shared. Simple as that. That's how it works for me. I'm so pleased about that. And that serenity prayer is important to me. Maybe I've been influenced in some of the words this morning by thinking about it as tomorrow, but it doesn't matter, because I always say the serenity prayer at the end, and these are the reasons why. So my thinking and writing this morning: serenity does not come from being right or righteous, and that's something I learn every day. I want to be right about some things, that my attitudes and behaviour open me up to learning and humility every day. Humility to learn life every single day, which means that it's miraculous in the sense that if I tried to make it my way, it would be my way, but life ain't like that. The miracle is, I look out the window, it's not raining, I can get on my bicycle and go and take some photographs of people, just simply people, places and things. Can't influence them, but I can sure take photos of them, and I really love photography. So all the old stuff, all the old careers, driven by a need to be something, as observed and understood by my dad. That was his need as well. I followed. But I really love photography. I may not be very good at it, but it's my thing, and I enjoy it. Right or righteous. Often we may feel right or righteous, but serenity seems to come from acceptance of life on life's terms. Everything as it is, we can change our attitudes and behaviour, but we are hard pressed if we try the same with others. So I am powerless over people, places and things. I may share time and be with them, but I'm not there to control them. Indeed, it would just become me imprisoning them by what I want them to do. I would be the jailer and still a prisoner of old ways of thinking. I prefer freedom. Freedom to be with people who want to be with me, and the freedom to walk away from people who don't want to be with me, or are trying to change me in some way which I feel unable to do. Freedom of choice. And that applies to everyone, not just me. Also, a prayer for all seasons and time, a meditation in moments where life is joyful or sad, difficult or easy. That's how the serenity prayer works. Offers a reminder in any moment that life is just the way it may be now, that we can change some elements, other elements we cannot change, and the wisdom is knowing the difference. Acceptance of truth, love, wisdom of others, in good conscience or to God of your understanding. That's how it is. That's how the serenity prayer works. It doesn't matter whether you're atheist, agnostic or believer. A meditation to can do, can't do, and the wisdom to know the difference always pays dividends. Helps us walk away from the impossible, where we think it's possible, just because we think we're right, and we're not. We're just being righteous. And a better perspective on serenity, the truth as it really can be, wonderful, difficult, denied or accepted. As truth is revealed and experienced by us, our feelings change and our thinking changes. With a more sober outlook and maturity, we face the consequences of our actions. We feel, we think, we respond as we may to truth, as we learn it. So, I might have had ideas that I knew the truth years ago about what was going on, but it was channeled into being acceptable truth and ignoring maybe the truth that I should hear from other people. It's not about giving up on life or being a walkover. Far from it. We get the choice to live life on life's terms, given our current life experience. But it does mean we can change it, and that's the key. We can change. That's what the serenity prayer is all about. So I'll share it now. It's to accept the things I cannot change. I cannot change the attitudes and behaviour of other people or control them. Courage to change the things I can. I can change my attitudes and behaviour and make better choices based on life circumstances as they are today. But there are consequences always. And learning the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference is, these are the things I can do, these are the things I cannot do. So the serenity prayer to God, or in good conscience, as your faith and understanding offers: God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. For me, in the moment, hopefully, and just for today.